nilikuwa kwa hiyo class. This is where we were last, I think. We were moving through this place. So I want to finish up because we know where we started with this. Okay, wait. So we already talked about how exactly the moon is the cycle of loyalty for a woman. We were explaining. You know, African original calls the menstrual cycle a process of going to the moon. No, that you guys decided not to listen to me. And this is not you guys, actually. It's not the subscribers. It's not the people that I'm teaching right now. You know, when we are out there in the crusade, guys, we have to do what we have to do. So the people out there, we have to move accordingly. So please, kindly, when we are out there, just allow me to move accordingly. But that wasn't channeled towards the subscribers. It was channeled towards me wanting my divine masculine to move according to my guide. Okay? Because guys, you know, you guys are the divine masculines. You guys are many, you move. You're mobile. You keep changing. Some of you come to class today, some don't come tomorrow. So you keep changing. But now me, I'm the divine feminine and I stay here. I'm always constant, I remain. So we must move, we must always follow the rules of the divine feminine. Just as in your life, the divine masculine must follow your rules. Even here, the divine feminine has to cooperate with the divine masculine. So when we're out there, please kindly just allow us to move accordingly. So this class, as we were talking about it, I want to finish it. Can I finish it? Hi, Apora. Can I just finish this class so that we can move on? So I just want to roughly go through it, catch up, and then finish it up, and then get into the forecast. So kindly allow me, guys, and anybody who felt some type of way about my legs, subscribe and know that that was a channel towards you. So any behavior that I exude during the crusades, allow it, okay? But when it comes to class, obviously communication will always, would never happen in. That would never be pulled in class, because in class now it's class and we go on. So let's continue. I just wanted to put that clear so that anybody who got scared that I might pull that off in official classes, no, that can never be pulled off in official classes, only in crusade. So how exactly is the moon a cycle? I'll just read through it because these are already taught. How exactly is the moon cycle a journey of loyalty to self for a woman? African originals call the menstrual cycle a process of going to the moon. The moon is metaphoric for ancestral realm. And going to the moon is a process of having full access to the ancestral realm. I already explained. Move through much about it. Unlike a man, a woman is not a solo entity. Her body is her entire ancestral realm, existing independently inside of her. Unlike a man, a woman's ancestors never leave her. They stay inside her and to guide her. Even when a woman is illiterate, not fully there, or even poor, her ancestors remain powerful inside of her, like seed dormancy. And as I talk about this, I want to tell Africans, please, people who are watching me here, and you know you are Africans, let us not put our mothers on a pedestal with the African American mothers. Let us not put our African mothers on a pedestal with the Asian mothers, with the Chinese mothers. We know what happens to our mothers over here in the continent, and our mothers are a little bit behind compared to the mothers of other people. So one thing I'll tell you is that when the world wakes up to its full awareness, what is going to be happening is competition. Different types of people, different identities, and different breeds of people are going to be competing. And that will want to push a lot of Africans to disrespect our mothers over here. Even if they are illiterate, know the backstory. I've already seen a lot of people, even in Kenya here, they're making posts like, oh, look at our mothers here. The only thing we are proud of is frying fish. While in China, their mothers are engineers. Let us not do that to our mothers over here in Africa. We Africans who are awake, Africa is not for beginners. So we Africans who are awake, we are very few, but we are going to have to cover up for all of everyone in the continent. Without feeling the need to look down on them, without feeling the need to shame them, without feeling the need to put them on a pedestal with other people's mothers from Singapore,
I don't want to make too
from
much
New
noise.
Zealand, from other places who have had more access than our mothers over here in Africa. And why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because even when a woman is illiterate, not fully there or poor, bottom of the barrel, her ancestors remain powerful inside of her, like seed dormancy. So a woman should be preserved at whichever timeline she is on. It is the women. In timelines, it is women from poverty places that sometimes give back to kings, sometimes give back to, people who end up doing very big things in the world. That is possible because a woman's womb remains untampered with. It doesn't matter whether she's going through the desert. It doesn't matter whether she's going through autumn, through spring, through winter. A woman's womb stays intact. So Africans who are already awake know that we are outnumbered. And that is why this particular continent that we are on is not for beginners. We cannot compete with others from the grassroots. Others, their grandparents are not where we are. Their mothers are not where our mothers are. Some of us, we are the first ones to even ever achieve education in our families. When you go to Asia, it's not like that. When you go to Europe, it's not like that. When you go to even African America, it's not like that. So Africans, you need to be aware of where our mothers were, what they've gone through, where they've come from, and how to accord respect. Because as long as we stay respectful, we will win any battle against anyone. All those who are educated, all those who are engineers. Us with our mothers who are selling fish and vegetables here, if we organize ourselves properly inside our country to do our things properly, we can outrun and we can outdo everybody else whose mothers are engineers and everything. Because with love, that mapenzi, miujiza ya kufanyika. So kindly, I'm hearing somebody saying Caribbean is also the same as Africa. Countries that are like ours, Africa, don't be baited. Don't press on that clickbait that will clickbait you into disrespecting where you've come from, disrespecting your roots, just because you see that they are not to the standard that the global community is. That global community standard is an illusion. If you hold on to it, it will dictate your reality. But if you let it go, you will win without it. Now I'll continue. The womb inside the woman is there to guide the woman into staying loyal to nobody else but herself and her ancestors. So inside a woman's womb, even just to keep on talking about it, we have the left womb, which brings the lawmaker, the girl child. And then we have the right womb, which brings the law enforcer, the boy child. So a woman, when a woman is manifesting, a woman is always either manifesting herself or the one that is coming to protect her from the world. When a woman gives birth to a boy, it means she needed protection from the world. When a woman gives birth to a girl, it means she was safe enough to expand in the world. Now, this is the logic that Christianity has turned upside down and said that the son is the same as the father. It is not supposed to be the son is the same as the father. It's supposed to be the daughter is the same as the mother. When the mother gives birth to the daughter, that is the mother. The mother has given birth to herself because she feels safe enough to replicate, to expand, to parthenogenesis. But the moment a woman gives birth to a boy, she has given birth to the law enforcer. It means that she lives in an environment that required her to protect herself. So always be in awareness of that. The Vatican took that particular, the mother is the same as the daughter and translated it to the father is the same as the son. It is supposed to be the mother is the same as the daughter. Whenever you as a woman you give birth to a girl, that is parthenogenesis. It is you expanding. And whenever you as a woman you give birth to a boy, that is divine rulership. You've given birth to the law enforcers to come protect you. So that is why you have the left and the right. Left is for the lawmakers, right is for the law enforcers. As I continue, the moment a woman is not loyal to herself, her womb can tell. How? The kidneys collect emotional history of a woman every day. The emotional history collected by the kidneys is then stored at the bladder to represent Oshun. Now the work of Oshun is to hold emotional memories that help the woman to flow naturally and reproduce only according to her emotional well-being, without a pipeline to her into manifesting things that are dangerous to her emotional well-being. So now, as we continue, the moon rules Oshun, while all ancestors bow to Oshun. So the moon is infinite history. He rules emotions. And all ancestors, they bow down to your emotion. Anytime you feel emotional, this is the reason why I'm always telling you guys, when is the best time to ritualize? When is the best time to do a ritual? Back to sender, stuff like that. When that emotion is there. Emotional presence, ancestors, they bow to your emotional presence. True, raw emotions that are not fake, that are not acting, scripted and acted and choreographed. True, raw emotions, whenever you use those, it is ancestors listen immediately. So when a woman fails to bow to her Oshun, her own emotion, just like her ancestors do, because the ancestors bow to emotions, her ancestors punish her every month. Whenever I'm telling you, whenever you feel so bad, don't be ashamed of crying, especially with that famous cry of ma, ma, like the cry that children do. Maat cry, the Maat cry. What is Maat? Maat is the womb. This is Maat here. So it is the justice. Every time you're crying the name of Maat, it's like you're telling your ancestors something is wrong. Bring me the emotional, the law enforcers or the lawmakers. So this is the normal shape of the womb. Just like I said, this is just a manifestation pocket. The womb is just a manifestation pocket. And I gave you the normal shapes there. There's 90 curvature, 90-degree angle of inversion, and the 170 degrees angle of inversion. The 90 degrees is for Libra energy. The 170 degrees is for the neck, Aries energy, that enables the womb to bow to Oshun. So it's just literally the way Oshun bows here is the same way your authenticity and your confidence, that your ability to balance yourself, your ability to give everybody what they deserve in this world. That is what enables you to bow properly to emotion. So always be willing and ready to give everyone what they deserve. Always be willing to be authentic. Anytime you are authentic and you give everyone what they deserve, the ancestors will always listen. Unless you are surrounded by a pep and fraud and they want to put you in a mental facility. But every time you unleash your true emotions, every time you unleash your true emotions towards people, you give people what they deserve. And every time you are authentic, the ancestors, they will respond. The genuine ancestors that are associated with you, they will respond. So this is the normal shape of the womb, which I played the video for you guys. This is the normal shape of the womb. This normal shape of the womb is assumed by women who bow to their own emotion when manifesting, in order to manifest things that only prioritize their emotional well-being, hence a pep. Hence no a pep I mean. I already told you that, guys. And then these are the abnormal shapes of the womb, which I told you, you see up there, down here. These are the abnormal shapes of the womb. There no 90-degree angle of inversion, meaning no confidence. You are fake. You don't tell people the truth. You don't tell people what they deserve to hear. And also means no Libra energy when manifesting, and also no 170 degrees angle of interflexion means no Aries energy, no authenticity. You're not authentic, you're fake when you're manifesting. This fakeness. Libra and Aries give the library of manifestations. Without both, forget manifesting. So the Libra and Aries is where the secrets of manifestations are. Being authentic and being confident. That is where the secrets of manifestation are. Those angles, this is where the secrets of manifestations are. If somebody asks you, what is the secret to manifestation? The angle of introversion and the angle of interflexion. Meaning, Libra energy and Aries energy. Library energy. Library energy. So all mental problems come from the inability of the womb to bow to Oshun for sequence. The inability of your womb to bow to your emotions, to the truth of your emotions, leads to you having menstrual problems. And guys, what makes people to not have their womb bow to their own emotions? Where does the womb bow when it is not bowing to your own emotions? It is bowing to shame. The emotions of the public that is, you don't know whether it's true or not. The dogma, the neurotypical ideologies. If they say, oh, women should get married by 20. Oh, a woman should have a child by this time. Oh, you must have a car and a house and what by this time. If you live by the dogma of the neurotypical, the status quo, in a society that is rotten, don't get me wrong, and especially to people who read books, don't get me wrong, there are certain timelines where the status quo is beneficial to the human that is living in that environment. I'm not talking about those timelines. There's particular timelines where you just come into that timeline and everything that you find there is okay. No need to oppose, no need for a revolution. The ancestors there, they have integrity. They've taken care of the space. So much that the laws, the schools, the health education system, everything is good. But in our timeline, we don't have that luxury of falling into a place where everything is tailor-made for you to win. And so because of that, you have to trust your own emotions more than anything. It's like a matter of life and death. You have to trust your emotions like a matter of life and death. Madula, we cannot really say which particular timeline. A lot of timelines. There's so many timelines that have happened. A lot of timelines. Even right now as we speak, there are people who live in environments where the way they live and the things they believe in and the conversations they have are beneficial to them. Like there are people who have made, even right now, there are timelines where people have made societies for them where they are not affected. They've created a dome where they are not affected by the filth from outside. So those timelines, they exist infinitely. But if you live in a timeline where the emotion, like for example, if you want to know where your timeline is, look at the ocean. If the ocean is disgusting and you don't want to be around it all the time, that's how you know that Oshun is contaminated. Like the water, I know right now it's my timeline if I tell you that the ocean is not supposed to be that salty. Some people will not believe because they think that our timeline is the state of normalcy, and that is the reason why it is so difficult to convince certain people out of the status quo, because they think that what is happening in our timeline is the state of normalcy, but it is not. So when the emotions of the public, when Oshun of the public is contaminated, then you don't bow to it, you bow to your own. That's the beauty of preservation that our ancestors put aside. If the outside world is no longer benefiting you, you have the option of going back inside and only benefiting from your inside world. So when the womb doesn't bow to Oshun, loyalty to self for that woman is immediately cancelled throughout the year. Only loyalty to self enables a woman to grab downloads from the spiritual. If you're not loyal to yourself, you cannot grab. You cannot do grab. It's like you're crucified. Women that are not loyal to themselves, guys, this is why a lot of women struggle in friendships. If you know you are an intuitive woman, you will go crazy trying to intuitively and telepathically communicate with other women, especially when they have this going on. Any woman who is not loyal to herself is not accessing her ancestral realm. So where is she accessing the physical dimension? She's living by the dogma, by the status quo. So these are your, any friend of yours who is not loyal to herself, she's the one who will be like, oh, I have to get home and cook for my man and be this docile, submissive, but like they believe in these things that are so negative to a woman. Like a woman going to work, raising children, paying bills, cooking still, and she still has a man. Not ethical at all. But there are people who they still believe in that kind of things. They're not loyal to themselves at all. So the moment somebody is not loyal to herself, they also make their body pass through pain. And guys, if you did not know, there are people who cannot stand you putting your body through pain. There are people who cannot stand you humiliating yourself. They'll feel humiliated. There are people who cannot stand you putting your body through pain. They'll feel pain as well. There are people who cannot stand you disrespecting yourself. They'll feel disrespected as well. So when there's such kind of contrast between you and a particular person, just adjust proximity. Don't put them in your environment. Because one person will have to win the other to the other kingdom. It's either the person who is self-respecting will cross over the floor, or the person who is self-disrespecting will cross over the floor. But personally, in spirituality, I would never advise anybody to fight anybody's battle. As long as people have access to oxygen here, they don't need help, especially if they are not your child, they did not come from your vagina. As long as people have access to oxygen here, they have free will. And guys, Satan wants to win for God too. So if you see somebody, they are truly butchering themselves, they are butchering themselves. And you get so mad, you're like, I want to pull you out of here by force. You are offending Satan. Because Satan is so happy when people fuck up, so that Satan gets rewarded when he removes, let me call Satan a man. Satan gets rewarded when Satan removes things that don't belong in God's territory. So you see, when somebody is self-respecting, Satan is very happy with that person. They're like, oh, they are moving for me to eliminate, So you know, this person who is working for Satan, Satan is waiting for this person to move into them so that they can be eliminated. So you, who Satan has no issue with, you're doing your own thing. If you decide to tie yourself with this person who is moving towards Satan, and they are strong enough mentally, they can drag you along. And especially, let me not even say they are strong enough mentally, they are a woman. Guys, never underestimate a woman. Never underestimate a woman. Never misuse a woman. Never try too hard with a woman. Get signals from a woman that she's interested. And women will be very easy. Women will let you know very easy when they are interested. And women will let you know very easy when they are not interested also. If a woman is not interested in the path that you have not followed, that you're following, kindly just read it and let that woman go whichever dimension they want to go. A woman who has this going on, meaning they are not loyal to themselves at all, they can crash the entire world and that world might find you standing next there on it, guys. You might be standing next to a woman who is tearing their world apart. So don't force when it comes to women. With men, maybe. With men, maybe you can force your way around and get your result if your intuition is talking to him, if he is obedient to your intuition. But women, don't do too much with women. Women will always let you know if they are interested in that direction. If they are not interested, they'll also just let you know. Even if they are faking it, you'll always know when a woman is not interested in a particular path. Leave them alone. Because Satan is also looking to win people so that God can like it. Satan is there for God to like them too. They are the slasher, they are the cleaning machine on earth. So Satan also gets so mad when you are interacting with his job. So always just be aware of that. Now, only loyalty to self enables a woman to grab downloads from the spirit realm. No loyalty to self as a woman, no manifestation. A woman who is not loyal to herself she's not in touch with the ancestors. Babe, and a woman who is not in touch with the ancestors, she's dangerous for you. Because she's again, any person who is not getting along with their womb will kill them. So don't get in the way of that. It's their womb that will kill them. Because this womb is always looking to self-preserve. And when the person who is carrying it is not moving according to the way the womb wants, it is the womb that is going to organize for their death. So you let anybody, and guys, you know, people who've interacted with women who are not loyal to themselves, you know how acidic the repercussions can be. If you've ever interacted with a woman who is not loyal to herself, you know how they can jeopardize you in ways that you will not believe. So you just leave it alone. Especially, you know, especially these women who are boy crazy. If you've ever dealt with a woman who they just believe that a man is the one who is supposed to come save them, blah, blah, blah. They will throw you under the bus for a man anytime. They will do anything. So because they are totally out of touch with these particular ancestors. So you stay away from such women, please. Not because ATO is a bad thing, but just for your safety. You cannot save a woman. You can save a man. If they are listening to your intuition, you can save a man from scratch. You can wash them and save them and make them whatever you want when they are listening, when they are following your intuition. A woman, you cannot. A woman can only save herself. A woman can never be saved by anybody. A woman can only save herself. So always be aware of these guys who you use spiritual people so that you don't waste your time. Now when the womb bows to Oshun, meaning your womb bows to your emotional well-being, loyalty to self for that woman is immediately uplifted throughout the year. The womb gives 13 salaries a year. So if you're not loyal to yourself, you get 13 punishments a year. If you're loyal to yourself, you get 13 salaries a year. Only loyalty to self enables a woman to grab downloads from the spirit realm. Loyalty to self as a woman means power every moon cycle. So this is the reason why I always say that even the moon bloods, they are different. Moon blood that comes from this woman is poisonous to even the plants. Moon blood that comes from women who are not loyal to themselves is poisonous even to the plants, even to the animal, even to anything that touches it, that comes into contact. Any woman who is not loyal to herself, her blood is poison. If it feeds it, it can even kill. And then any woman who is loyal to herself, her blood is medicine. It can revive dying animals, dying plants. It can revive things back to life. So any woman who is loyal to herself, she can use her blood for rituals. If you're a woman who you know you are not loyal to yourself, don't use your blood for rituals. Just work on yourself first. Because that blood will harm even you. Remember, your ancestors are your enemy. If you're not loyal to yourself, remember your ancestors are your enemy. So your blood is even poisonous to you. And some of you, some women, your blood even smells rotten. It comes like a rotten thing. When you have such kind of experiences, know that this particular blood is poison to everything, including yourself. Dispose of it and don't use it for any purposes. they give birth to children who come to try and break the cycles. Remember, when children they come when they are pure at that young age. They come to do what brought them here to do. Some children they come to, people manifest for different things. I don't even want to get into the children talking. The same way people go to the supermarket to buy things. Some people they are going to sections you don't even know. To buy things you don't even know. That is the same as children. Children is just like people going shopping. People buy things that they need. You don't know what somebody needs something for. Some people go to buy hydrochloric acid to come burn someone. Someone can manifest a child specifically to grow up and kill you. And that child will specifically grow up and kill you. People go to buy children for different things that they themselves they know. Children's intentions. So the only thing we know is it's either they are coming to what? To law enforce or to law make. It's either they are coming to enforce the law or make the law. Maybe the mother has forgotten some laws. When it's an angelic child, the mother has forgotten some laws. The child is coming to bring in new laws. Or maybe even come with a marking scheme. The mother has forgotten the marking scheme, so the child is coming with the marking scheme to Milele, like coming with new laws to create new things for the mother. Expansion for the girl or angelic child. Sometimes it can be a boy, but it's an angelic child. And then when it comes to the law enforcers, then they come to protect them. They come like bodyguards of the mother. And when they come as bodyguards of the mother, remember the mother is also a spirit. So maybe you can be an Aquarius and you give birth to a child that comes to bodyguard your Aquarius spirit. That child will bodyguard all Aquarius spirits on the world. They will come and protect all Aquarius spirits. Maybe you give birth to a child because somebody did you wrong. That child will come and go after that person. Like you just feel called to go after that person. And that is even the reason why most of us Africans, right now we are at a point where we just feel called to fight colonization. We just feel called to, fight for injustice, fight against injustices and bring a revolution. It's because the ancestors, the parents, they manifested the saving. It reaches a point in time where all parents now, generations, like for example, you find Gen X's or maybe, the boomers, all of them, they manifested saviors, and then you find Gen Zs are now here to save them. It's always, children are always intentions of their parents. And it starts from the family level to generation level. And so, as I was saying, the moon has 13 intuitions to give women every year. These intuitions are received by the digestive system of the woman. The 13 intuitions that you get from the moon, the downloads, where do you get them from? Where do you receive them at? Inside your analysis, inside your digestive system. So when you are doing no evil and accepting no evil, your ancestors are constantly sending you. When you need to accept no evil, your ancestors are constantly sending you intuition from the law makers. When you need to accept the law enforcers, when you need to accept no evil, you'll get intuition from the law enforcement side. When you need to expand, to manifest a new thing, you'll get intuition from the lawmaker's side. So constantly, you are constantly getting intuition from either the law enforcement side when you call for help, when you need protection, when you are looking for to manifest protection inside your intuition, like you're afraid maybe of something and truly what you're afraid of is legit. Your ancestors will send you intuition from the lawmaker, from the law enforcers. When you need to expand and create something new, your ancestors will send you intuition from the law makers. And remember, the womb is inside the digestive system. This is what we mean. Let me just go back here. The womb, the placements of these things are just not a coincidence that, oh God, the creator did not know where to put the womb. Now she decided to put them here. No. The positions are also very strategic. So the same way the digestive system is just up here, and then the womb is just here. Downloads come straight from the womb into the digestive system. So these intuitions, they come straight from the ancestral realm to be transformed into Scorpio energy and used for the woman. The downloads you get from your ancestral realm, they only come for you to translate them into Scorpio energy. Guys, never think that you'll ever get a download to destroy. Most of the time when to destroy like the Ubuntu, like to destroy Ubuntu, the goodness of the world. No. The downloads that you get usually are for truth and justice, truth and justice, truth and justice. Ancestral realm will never give you something that will uphold injustice. So just know that whenever you are witch hunting, or you guys are slandering another woman, or you're just jealous of another woman and you think that your ancestors are helping you in it, no, they don't engage in that. The ancestors are sacred and holy. They don't engage in slander. And anytime you use your energy to engage in slander, they make sure you pay for it. Ancestors love it when you knock on this door for yourself only, because everybody has their own. You cannot use yours for somebody else. Though some people use their own womb for some other people, but it is not ethical. Let everybody use their own. A woman that bows to her emotions, a woman that bows to her emotions, transforms intuition she receives from her ancestors into reality for herself. While a woman that doesn't bow to her emotions or doesn't bow to her Oshun receives pain and diseases in her womb from her own ancestors. Also, what does this tell us? You have no business punishing any woman. Call people out, maybe give your opinion, say your truth, but don't take it upon yourself to punish a woman, you thinking that they have nobody to hold them accountable. All women have somebody holding them accountable, so just leave them alone. Let them do whatever they want. This world is theirs anyway. If they want to destroy it, let them destroy it. If they want to build it, let them build it. But never think that you can hold any woman accountable. This is why banning the witches was such a mediocre thought. Nobody can hold a woman accountable. You can hold men accountable. Women can never be held accountable because their ancestors are the ones that hold them accountable. So now, let's get into the moons of the year. As I said, the moon gives 13 months. The moon gives 13 intuitions a year. The moon gives you 13 intuitions a year, but today I want to talk about the 12 ones that we know. And as I gave you a homework, there are some of my students that I told you, count your own month cycles. So I don't know where you've reached, because this December I will want us to come out and know which people have 13 months and which people have 12 months. Because there are people who receive only 12 and there are people who receive 13. Now there are people who receive more than 13, there are people who receive less than 12, but 12 and 13 are the ones. Now for now we're going to talk about the January, February up to December one. So kindly pay attention as I talk through them, because by the time I'm reaching to September, I'm going to switch to our forecast, the one that I'm supposed to be doing today. So December, January and February are renewal seasons. December, January and February are renewal seasons. So what happens during the full moon? These are full moons that I'm talking about, by the way. I'm not talking about the new moons, I'm talking about the full moon. The full moon in December is there to test your loyalty to yourself. So it's like you're using your loyalty in December. In December, loyalty is used. In January, full loyalty to self despite heavy obstacle is maintained. So in January, you are tested if you can maintain your loyalty to yourself. So in December, full usage of loyalty. In January, maintaining of that loyalty. And then in February, death to loyalty that cannot be maintained. So look at the renewal season and know usage of loyalty is maintained, death of anything that is not loyal. That's what happens in February. Now in March, remember in January here you maintain loyalty, and any loyalty that is not maintained in January dies in February. So all loyalties that survived, that did not die in February, they spring in March. Then they spring in March. I'm going to move very fast because right now we are in September, so I want to get to where we are. So in March we have survival of those that were loyal to self. Lens tries to eliminate. Then in April, growth and stabilization. So remember in February, death of anything that shouldn't be surviving. In March, now we find those that survived. In April, those that survived grow and stabilize. Attacked by livid showers. In May, those that grow and stabilize in April flower now. Now they are mature enough for fertilization. And then in June, we have fertilization occurring. Okay? And then in July, now love is born. When your loyalty is fertilized, what is born out of it is love. So in July, love is born. In August, the love that was born is harvested. Those that are loyal to themselves, now they win using the love that they achieved. Full loyalty to self is achieved in July. And then those that are loyal to themselves, now they win. And then in September, those who win in August distribute their wins to form new loyalties. So we have equinox. Here in September, we have equinoxes. We had an equinox in March, and I want you to see and by the way, this is the cycle of the woman. As a woman, if you master the cycle of the moon, you don't even need to master the cycle of the sun. So look, in March, what do we have in March there? New spring of what? Of loyalties that survived in December. All loyalties that survived in December there, deliberately tested in December, maintained in January. They survived in February. And then March is a new start. A new start that leads to fertilization. Loyalty is born, wins. And then now we have another new beginning here. And this particular new beginning, then the March beginning is survival. You've come from death to life. Now the September beginning is like coming from life. It's either you will go into death or your nyash will stabilize you to move through another cycle. So now, during this particular September, we had what? What did we have? An eclipse on 7th. So I want you to listen to me and listen to me very careful of what has been happening in September. So in September, we had the lunar eclipse, first of all. What does the lunar eclipse mean? The moon passes completely through Earth's shadow. So the moon is intuition. Earth is reality. So that is like intuition was passing completely through reality's darkest shadow. So do you know what was happening? During this particular eclipse, your reality was made to look upside down. Your darkest shadow, the things that you were afraid of the most, were made to look like they were real. And what was that to do? To make you establish new loyalty.
make you establish new loyalty to yourself. Like, let's say an example is, for example, you have a car. And this car, you feel like, oh my God, if I was to lose this car, I wouldn't know, my life would end. And then on the eclipse, the car gets a puncture to the point you think you're going to lose it. Only to test. Are you going to give up on this car, or you're going to push so much to make sure that this particular car continue working with you? So that is what the eclipse was all about. The intuition passed completely through reality, illuminating it, making you see. Again, intuition passed through reality's darkest shadow. So whatever, people have shadow, every time you have shadow. There's nobody who doesn't have shadows on this world. Shadows are like your fears. So even right now, me as I'm sitting here, the light is casting on me, and then there's my shadow up back there. So this particular shadow, the moon illuminated it on the eclipse. And that particular illumination sent some people, kuna watu walianguka, imagine. There are certain people who saw their own shadow and they freaked out and fell back into a reality where now, oh my God, now I don't have a car anymore. Now I don't have a car anymore. Like, they married that reality. But then there are some people who, they knew that intuition was illuminating that shadow, and they were ready to face that shadow and were like, okay, the car has gotten a puncture. Let me go fix this. We are fixing this. This car is not leaving. We are going on. So that is the metaphoric example of what was happening during the eclipse. Okay, the darkest shadows were intuitively illuminated. Intuitively, you might have thought that everybody was able to see your shadows that were illuminated, but it was just only you. Unless you have monitoring spirits that are weird, but if you don't have them, it was just only you that knew that shadow. And it was there to trigger formation of new loyalties, like to test your perseverance and deliberately push you into developing a new. So how does that marry with this particular, because every September this is what we have. How do those who win in August distribute their win to form new loyalties? So how you distribute your energies when it comes to facing that particular shadow that you are facing, and you are to face it with a lot of confidence and trusting in yourself and not even fidgeting at all. That is how you are to pass it. How you fail it is to shrink, start feeling sorry for yourself, start feeling like, oh my God, I'm failing, oh my God. If that was your reaction, you failed. Fall back into the pattern, you are back. You are not going with us to the next class. Now those who managed to defeat the shadow, it's almost like you escaped slavery, the things that keep people in slavery. Remember last year also, September, there was a slavery that we moved past. Now this year, September, we have an equinox. We are moving into a new reality. And women are the first ones to move into a new reality by the full moon. So the full moon is women moving into that particular new reality. And then by equinox, it is now reality can showcase. Now it can actually be seen in the physical dimension that, oh, this is what happened. And on September 22nd, you know, we have a September equinox. Now, we also have a partial eclipse. We have a partial solar eclipse during the new moon in September, which is on 21st. Is it on 21st? I think it's on 21st. I've not indicated here properly, but I think it's on 21st. I forgot. So, the new moon is the feminine onset of new loyalty. Like, every new moon is just like, okay, your ancestors came with the reward, now assume the reality. Your ancestors came with the reward, now assume the reality. Your ancestors came with the reward in the full moon, new moon, now assume the reality. Your ancestors come with the reward in the full moon, new moon, now you assume the reality. So we have a partial solar eclipse on the 21st. Remember, we have a lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse is different from solar eclipse. Lunar eclipse illuminates your shadows. Everybody has a shadow. Lunar eclipse now comes to illuminate that particular shadow that you have. Your biggest fear is shown in front of you so that you can deal with it and see that actually it's not even a fear. Now, when it comes to the solar eclipse, the partial solar eclipse, it involves now intuition uncovering memories. Now, the things that you are not able to see properly. During this particular new moon, the aha moments, new things. Prepare to see new realities that actually, things coming full circle. Let me say that. The partial solar eclipse is going to be things coming full circle. The, intuition showcasing reality and uncovering parts of reality that have been hidden from you. So for example, maybe you live in a neighborhood where you don't know what the neighbors are saying about you. And maybe they're just saying very good things about you. So during this particular partial solar eclipse, you might get to know what actually, the neighbors really like you, they're saying good. Yeah, the things that are not in your that are in your blind spot, you'll be seeing them during that particular equinox, and it will be answering a lot of your questions. It will be giving you, so this is what, those aha moments. And then equinox. What is happening on the equinox, which is on the 22nd of September? Now, angels, people who win are going to succeed in forming new loyalties here. So during September, during the September equinox, we are going to have a split movement, two types of movement. Angelic people, or people who have been loyal to themselves, people who have been respecting inner authority, are going to be forming new loyalties to themselves. While the demons, the demonic people who have not been loyal to themselves, they are going to be ready to spring into Orionids. So now what are Orionids? Orionids are now the things that are coming here to attack on October. On October we have a very strong Orionid here, and it's going to come from your neighbors, from your friends and everything. So kindly pay attention to me explaining it a little bit today, and I'll explain it again on next month so that you're aware of it as it comes. Because the Orionids, they last for a very long time, guys. The Orionids on September, they last from, on October, they last from October 2nd all the way to November 7th. That's 1 month plus. So what are they? Now, right now, we have people who have won. And by the way, if you've won, you know. You know. So we have people who, right, how do you know? You are still loyal to yourself as you're watching me right now. Like right now, like life lately has just been, thank God I did that, thank God I did that, thank God I did that. If that's your vibe, like you're just at a point where you are grateful for the decisions you've been making. You are grateful for the decisions you've been making, you've won. But if you are at that point where you are like, I wish I did not talk so badly about so and so. I wish so and so did not guide me to doing so whatever. Like you are at a point where now you are a little bit regretting. You are regretting decisions that you had made. You have failed. So we have two people right now in September, and this particular lunar eclipse was making the separation. Because people who are not loyal to themselves, they fell for the illusion, for the fear. And right now they are afraid. Right now they have low self-esteem. Right now they're like, oh my God, why should I post and nobody is watching my post? Nobody needs me here, things like that. They are in that particular type of energy where they feel sorry for themselves. They feel like it's not working. Now those are the people who did not manage to harvest loyalty to self. Now, the people who manage to harvest loyalty to self, now they are going to be forming new loyalties. They've already formed. They are forming new loyalties, and then now in October, their new loyalties are going, hunting skills are going to be tested. Now, what does this mean? We are starting afresh. There's a particular version of you that you've been working with since March up to now. And now that particular version of you that you've been working on since March up to now, they're now ready for you to go fishing with them. So in October, you're going to start now. That version, every year you need to have a version of you that you're walking into. Every year you need to have an avatar that you're walking into. And in this September, you've achieved the avatar that you wanted to achieve this year. So now in October, you are going to start testing. How does that avatar work? How is the loyalties that you've formed, how are they going to work to attract new energies and new loyalties to yourself, to attract new abundance into your life? Now, during this particular October period, we are going to have things that are called Orionids. Now, we are going to have Draconids and Orionids, but Draconids this year, 2025, intuition is blocking them out. The moon is not giving them a chance to tamper with us. So the Draconids, the moon is not giving them a chance to tamper with us. So they'll be blocked for making effect. So we will not talk much about them, but they know that they're still there. Now these ones, in the year 2025 is when they're expected to work the most excellently. I'll repeat myself. So Orionids are expected, Orionid meteor showers are expected to be the most excellent and the most effective in the year 2025. And you, my people, are going to dodge. You are going to work with me together to dodge this particular Orionid thing. So just as let me just tell you about Orionid shallowly. I will not tell you much about it today. Now you remember Zeus, right? You remember Zeus? Zeus. So Zeus has a son that is called Perseus. So Perseus is disturbing us in August. And then Zeus has a daughter again. And the daughter of Zeus is married to this thing that is called Orion. So the daughter of Zeus is a hunter that kills those who have already mastered, those who are trying. You've already developed new self-attractiveness here, so now you are going to try and see its hunting skills here. So Zeus has given birth to a daughter here that prevents that from happening. And that daughter is married to a very stubborn guy called Orion. So this Orion comes to do the work of Zeus's daughter to make sure that those who have harvested loyalty to themselves here, when they try hunting skills here, they get hunted instead. So my dear, it is going to be hard on October. There's a lot of things that are going to be tempting you to feel ugly. And it is going to come from your friends. Some of it is even going to, I want you to pay attention. I'm saying it right now in September. Watch October even in my live streams. At the number of people who are going to want to make me feel less of myself, less attractive. In the comment section, just watch. You're going to see the Orionids everywhere. In your life, you're going to have confrontations with people, men, women, your mother, your father, whatever. People who are just going to want to make you feel very ugly about the path that you've chosen. Very crazy. They're going to want to make you feel like an outcast about the path that you've chosen. That is coming for you. It was also there in October last year. It happened. But only some of my clients are the ones who we walked through in awareness. Now this year, we are working with all of you, my subscribers, in awareness. Kindly stay in awareness. Know that from October 7th all the way to November, from October 2nd, from October 2nd all the way to November 7th, you are going to, and it is going to happen even publicly, we are going to have even public humiliation of a certain demographic that has something to do with you. Like for example, people will start making posts that are ugly and comedian about maybe spirituality or maybe astrology. People will just want to start talking shit about the things that you are working with. So stay in awareness so that when it happens, you are aware. Because this one is expected to happen excellently this year. And as you dodge it, you can watch other people, because it is going to happen in other people's lives. Those who are not aware are going to be caught red-handed. So even if you don't see it happening in your life, just like the lunar eclipse right now, you can see it happening in other people. You can see the people who fell for the fears. Even the way people are creating posts, you can already tell the people who fell for the fears and the people who did not fall for any fear. So also there are people who on October, remember this is the Scorpio time, this is the Judas Iscariot time. So those are going to be there to deliberately make you betray yourself. And there are people who are going to fall for it. But you, as my student, you are above the law. Yes, Lulu is asking, will the angelic have attacked? Nobody is exempted from the meteors. Everyone, even the lunar eclipse, everyone faced their shadow. Everyone's shadow was illuminated. So during the eclipse, and maybe even up to now, you still feel like things are moving negative, opposite of what you expect them to. The eclipse was there to intentionally make things move opposite of what you expect them to. You notice even me, your teacher, I moved opposite of what you expect me to. And by then that was not planned, it just happened. But everything was moving opposite of what you expect it to. And that movement of opposite of what you expected to, it threatened a lot of people. It was not permanent. It was just a scare. Like the moon was just doing like, hey, let me see. Like just to tell you, oh, let me show you your fears, let me see what you do. Oh, let me show you your fears, let me see what, tell you what you do. And then there are people who, they were shown their fear and they collapsed. And then there are people who they were shown their fear and they stood and they saw it, they faced it, and they moved on. So that is what happened during the eclipse. So another thing, what else did I want to put across? No, this one I don't want to put across right now. Oh, there is a torrid. Torrids are happening from September 7th to December 10th. But even though they are happening for that long, the full moons of the supermoons that we have are going to completely make them invisible. So when intuition is strong, the meteors become weak. When the intuition is strong, the meteors become weak. So the Taurid meteor, they were supposed to start from September 7th to December 10th to make you feel Taurus energy in reverse. To make you feel a little bit lazy. So right now, from September 7th up to December 10th, people who are not strong in intuition, people who are not strongly connected to the moon, they are not going to feel like showing up for themselves. The Taurid meteor is going to make them feel like not supporting themselves. But if you are intuitive, the Taurid meteors that have started from 7th to December 10th, they will have nothing on you because you're intuitive. You will know that they are there. You can see them. And the same with Draconids. The Draconids that are happening from 6th to 10th of October. The full moon is also going to make them not to be felt. Another thing that you must notice is the last moons that are remaining. We have this moon remaining. So this was called the blood moon. This is a super moon. What do we mean by super moon? Like literally, look at what is happening. Testing new loyalties, hunting, and attraction skills. So literally the way you look in this particular end of the month, like October, November, and December, intuition is the highest. So when you're testing the new loyalty, hunting skills, the hunting skills of your new Scorpio energy, know that intuition is very strong. When you're using the new loyalty handling skills to go on a new adventure, very strong intuitions here. But we have Taurids and Leonids. Now these Taurids, they are going to be blocked by the moon. Leonids, just from the word Leo, also are there to make you feel ugly, to make you hate yourself so that you don't go on a new adventure. So that when you are maybe twin flame or maybe a new partner approaches you, you feel you don't want to explore that. Or when a new opportunity comes, you don't feel like you want to explore that. That is what Leonids are all about. And they're going to come there in November. But as I'm telling you, these moons are very powerful. This is a super moon. And also December 1 is also a super moon. This is also a super moon. So these last 3 moons of the year, they're very powerful, and that's why attacks here, that is why attacks here, they happen very strongly. The people who fail, and this is why I was saying the people who fail to be loyal to themselves here, inside September, they are going to join the Orionids against you in October. Everyone that has failed to be loyal to themselves, they're going to join the Orionids here to be against you in October. So be ready, guys, for that. Up to that particular point, anybody who is lost, who doesn't see what we are talking about, so from today, you will always know that when there is a lunar eclipse, your greatest fear is coming to be rubbed on your face. Your greatest fear is going to be rubbed on your face. And you know, it makes you see your greatest fear. So guys, that was your greatest fear. Imagine, some people, your greatest fear is very small. Whatever that was your greatest fear. Some people have big fears, some people have small fears. Sweetie, what about having periods on blood moon? Any period on full moon means that you are in the battlefield. So when you have period on the blood moon, probably you are in the battlefield fighting illusions, fighting against your darkest fear. Like you have fears that are strong. And so when you are in the full moon, bleeding with full moon means you are in the battlefield. You are moving towards your best self. And during the blood moon eclipse, fears are brought to the surface. So probably during that particular, your fears were very, your fears are needed fighting. And they were brought to the surface to be fought with the eclipse. Can someone work on the fears of the lunar eclipse? The lunar eclipse, guys, shadow is a must. Shadow is a must. As long as you live in light, there are things that stay in your shadow. So that eclipse is just illuminating that shadow for you to be in awareness of that shadow. Can you erase a shadow? No. You can only work with the shadow. You cannot erase a shadow. You can only work with that particular shadow. So for example, like I was giving an example of a car. Your car broke down on the eclipse. So your greatest fear was you losing your means of transport. So if you realize that your greatest fear is you losing your means of transport, then that eclipse was triggering you to find a way in which you have a means of transport that yes, if I lose this means of transport, I'm going to not survive. But I have to have a means of transport that I don't have to be now afraid. The lunar eclipse was having you have now a means of transport that doesn't make you afraid of losing that particular means of transport. Maybe upgrade your car or something, or have a car that doesn't have you walking around in fear, or have something that doesn't have you walking. Move accordingly. Like the lunar eclipse was there to introduce you into a mentality, a new version of yourself, something new, a new way of doing things that helps you to face that particular fear that you had. Or a new way of seeing things, or a new way of acting, or a new way of behavior, or a new way of saving, whichever, guys, whichever. Yes, oh my god, guys, we are at 199. So guys, up to that particular point, today I did not even have a target. But I've hit a target anyway. So guys, up to that particular point, I just wanted to come here and tell you about the focus. And let me tell you guys, I want to keep you loyal through this focus, loyal to class through this focus. I will not be posting focus on the page. I'll be reading focus to people who come to class. Because I also just want you to be loyal also. Some of you just send me your money and you never come to class. And I don't like that. Some people, they really care about the focus more than they care about anything, which is fine. But please kindly just make time to come to class at least during the focus so that you don't miss. Because this focus, they are very important, and I'm getting better and better at it as I go. You know, I'm finding newer tools, better tools to learn, better tools to keep myself updated. Some secrets I'm coming into. So I'll become more and more better at forecasting. And as I become more and more better at forecasting, I want to keep loyalty between me and my subscribers, especially when it comes to this forecasting thing. I want you to come to class specifically for the forecast. And I want to make them, as we get into the next year, I also want to make them as regular as possible. I want to also start reading. Like today, I wanted to read the current collective placements, but I don't want to start reading the collective placements this year yet because there are so many confusions around different forecasters. So I'm still finding ways to align, to find out where is the truth. You know, where is the true placement of each and every planet on an everyday basis? Because when it comes to a daily basis placement of the planet, kila mtu akona yake. You know, different people are saying different things, different places saying different things. But the truth is out there somewhere, and we are getting into it. So even the thing that you hear people forecasting, most of the time people just say, you know what is there. Like, not everything that people say out there is the truth, guys. So just do your own research, but just know that me as your teacher, I try my best. And when the food is not ready, like right now, the food is not ready, me telling you the current collective placements all the time is not ready. Why is it not ready? Because I have like almost 3 places that I follow up with on a regular, and all the 3 places totally different. They say totally different things. So currently I'm still at a point where I'm trying to figure out even my own way to know the daily, hourly, minutely movements of this celestial so that I'm able to tell you every time. So we will get there. I'm not in a hurry anyway to move there as well. We will get there, but for now, just know that I'm also holding a lot of things back because I feel like the food is not ready yet for me to come and feed you. So I'll always just be feeding you what I have, and don't think that what I feed you is all there is. No, it's not all there is. It's just all that I think is important for now, and it's what I can avail for now. Up to this particular point, there's a video I wanted to show you of how manifestation sits. But before I show you that particular video, kindly guys, any questions that somebody has? Yeah, so let's just take time. Imagine there are people who they are not even getting any forecast at all. So we are ahead. I feel like we are ahead. Also, this particular forecast, there are forecasters who are ahead, there are forecasters who are behind. Just the same way news. There's a news that reaches New York in 5 minutes will reach Turkana in like 2 months. So forecasters are also like that. So I want to be at the top there. I'm struggling to be at the top there so that I'm one of those that make sure that within 5 seconds you get the most accurate. So that's why I want to be. I know people have different forecasters everywhere, but different forecasters, they are different also. So there's that as well. Anything we can do to enforce the new loyalty, just being loyal to yourself. Guys, be loyal to you. Inside September, it's just Nyash energy now. You know, September, October, November is just Nyash energy now. The best rule, the best win, the most confident win. So this September, October, November, December energy is the energy for you to just be loyal to yourself completely, no nonsense. Leave nothing to chance, no mercy. Loyalty to yourself, apply everything you've learned, all the As you know that also the cosmic punishment, they get tighter. So the things that you would have been forgiven for doing in 2016 or for doing in 2018, you will not be forgiven for doing in 2026 after you've known now the moon, the sun, everything. So also just don't take the message and be lazy and be like, I can just grab this message and relax here. No. The rules are getting tighter. The more you know the message, the rules get tighter even in your real life, because the ancestors, they're going to start playing with you. And there will be no excuse. The more aware you are, the more no excuse will be allowed. So get serious about it. Now, not that the same way the bladder is the baby's chair inside the womb, all manifestations sit on Oshun first before they transition into the physical realm. So this one I'll tell you just as women. The ocean. It is women's emotions that allow transactions to happen throughout the ocean. When things are traveling, let's say from Venezuela all the way to Ghana or to Nigeria through the ocean, through the transatlantic ocean, it is the emotions of the woman, of the women, that ensure that those things land safely. Guys, it is what it is, guys. You might think that, oh, what is she talking about? That is what it is. It is the Oshun is what ensures travels occur and things are manifested from the spirit into the physical. When a fisherman goes into the waters to fish, women's emotions are what keeps them safe. Anything to do with the waters, women's emotions are the ones that are always keeping themselves. So now watch this video as I read for you this particular statement. I hope it is visible. So the same way the bladder is the baby's chair inside the womb. You see the baby, the way it is sitting on the bladder there. Are you seeing the way the baby is sitting on the bladder there from the beginning? That is the same way all manifestations sit on Oshun first before they transition into the physical dimension. And it's the same way all your manifestations sit. It's visible. It's the same way all your manifestations also sit inside your emotions before they can become your reality. Therefore, no true and real emotions, no manifestations. Without true emotions,
I was just setting
this is what I was even telling you. Let me put it so that it can play. I was even telling you guys, don't fake emotions when you're doing rituals.
Oh.
Don't fake emotions when you're doing rituals, because without emotions,
this looks totally
without
different.
true emotions, no true manifestation.
Oh.
So look, just look at here. The baby sits here until it is born.
Damn.
These are more simple-ish heights.
The baby sits there on the bladder on Oshun until the time of birth comes. That is the same way your manifestations sit.
Oh, I feel so
Your
nice.
manifestations
That's so
also
cute,
sit
babe.
on your emotions until a man comes to fertilize them.
It's not fully dry.
It looks
Until memory comes to
looks
bring them into
free
reality.
or like
Sorry.
Suede. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it looks
This is the
nice.
same way your manifestations sit on your emotions until they are born. And it's the
This
same
is what
way
I got on my phone. We could draw
goods
the booth, and then
sit
there's
on
like
the
a drawing
ocean
book. I used to draw avatars.
until they are
but I deleted
delivered.
it.
Goods
Really downloaded it
sit
so
on the
I can
ocean until they are delivered. Your
This
emotions,
is the same app me
your
barely
manifestations
on
sit
the
on your
booth.
emotions until they are delivered. A baby sits
To
on the
draw
blood until
avatars?
it's delivered.
And then do what with it?
You can show it to them so they can read it. I used to do that.
Where
a
does
lot.
your manifestation sit until before it becomes reality?
Yeah.
What did you just say?
The things you are imagining to manifest, where do they sit
You
before
just
they
what?
become reality? In your emotions.
I'm just making cheese like it.
Okay.
Exactly. So no real emotion, no manifestation. So a world that is teaching you to be numb, a world that is teaching you to don't feel, a world that is taking you away from empathy, is taking you away from your ability to manifest. Fun fact is I'm at the coast right now. Enjoy the portal. The coastline is the portal. The coastline is a portal into space. No emotions, no manifestations. No true and real emotions, even when you want to hack someone. No true and real emotions, no manifestations. This is the reason why witchcraft cannot be used by terrible people, by people who are demonic. It is not long term. It cannot be long term for people who are demonic, because witchcraft relies on raw, true emotions. And without raw, true emotions, you are going to be faking. Like, for example, you want to hex me and you don't have any emotion towards me. I haven't done anything to make you angry towards me. Now you want to fake the anger. You are faking the anger. It will not work. But if I come and I kill your mother, you will not need to fake any anger there. That anger that you have, you take it now. Then you throw it at me. It will hit me like thunder. But if I did not do anything wrong to you and you want to just fake something out of the blue and to make me hexed, it doesn't work. So no emotions, no manifestation, whether that manifestation is negative or positive. No emotions, no manifestation. And guys, yeah. Guys, I think this brings me to the end of this particular session. What is the case with tongues that have artificial dance instead of... It's just artificial emotions, guys. Swimming pools are artificial emotions. Any place that man creates emotions there is just artificial emotions. That's literally what it is. It's emotions that are created by, temporarily, not by nature. Actually, people are nature. So yes, these emotions that have been created by those people. So they have the identity of those people. So things that are created by man, they're just that. They're not natural. So if you want to, natural portals, they are natural. Unnatural portals are also just unnatural portals. Yes, thank you so much, Shelmint. And guys, thank you, my subscribers, so much. I did not even ask for a target, and you guys gave me 199. Now I am going to reach 200 probably in the next class, which is tomorrow. And I'm very happy about that. So thank you so much, my subscribers. And I just wanted to come here and keep this class short and simple and tell you the forecast of what is happening. Yeah, and did any of you watch the interview between Yang Ma and Elon Musk? Did any of you watch the Chinese parade? Did any of you watch those things? Yeah, thank you, Apollo. Did any of you watch Xi Jinping, the President Xi Jinping asking his military, has it been hard? Has it been hard? And then they are replying, no, it has not been hard. Has it been hard? No, it has not been hard. It might have been painful, it might have been challenging, it might have been draining. But no, it has not been hard. Has it been hard? No, it has not been hard. So did you guys watch? Yeah, there are people who watched that. And then there's conversation between Yang Ma and Elon Musk that I also saw, and I'm just seeing interesting things happen around the world. Guys, we will set one day to do gossip. So we will gossip. For now, just collect the gossip. For now, just collect the gossip, collect the gossip, collect the gossip. We are going to set one day to just gossip on the state of the world. But a lot of things are coming full circle. A lot of things are currently coming full circle. So collect the gossip from wherever you can collect the gossip, and then we will set one day aside and just gossip about the world, from Australia to Mongolia, and then back to Canada, all the way to New Zealand. We will gossip all of it so that we know the current state of the world. But at this particular point in time, personally as your teacher, I can say that me, nimefurahi. It has not been hard. That's all I can say. That is all I can say, and I hope that all of you can also say that it has not been hard as well. It has been teary, it has been sad, it has been, kushtua. It has been all types of things, but it has not been hard. If we are just telling the truth, it has been all types of things, but it has not been hard. So we continue. I love you all. Bye. It has not been hard. It has not been. Oh, and somebody has talked about cleansing. It has, yeah. Also, guys, if you did the cleansing last year or you did it this year, ever go and look at the difference. Don't just do cleansing and don't ever look at yourself before you do the cleansing and after, and then see the changes. I hope you'll be able to see the changes, because us, we are seeing a lot of changes. So, bye. I love you all. Bye.